doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L podcast.
For sure.
Is it okay if I make fun of you for losing that brand deal for not matching your
You can
shoes
do
with your...
people make fun of me all the time. Are we rolling? Okay. Can you bring that microphone in a little
Yes,
bit closer?
I can.
Can you? All right. Let's introduce yourself to everybody real quick.
I'm Clare Siobhan. Clare Siobhan 313 on social media. I'm Clare Siobhan on all streaming platforms.
I was scrolling through Instagram, right, and I seen you rapping. I think it was on V Live Keys' page.
Yeah.
And the post was going viral. Like it was just going everywhere. It's you rapping. I don't know if it's your own song. Was it your own song that you were rapping?
Yes.
And it's going just viral. Then I look at your page and I'm seeing that you've been like, rapping and stuff. So like, what's up? Like, it's just different. And you got to understand why it's different. I don't got to say why it's different. You don't look like a rapper.
Well, yes, that is true.
Yes.
So, I guess I could explain, how I got into it.
Yes. Let's start from the very, very, very beginning.
Okay.
The beginning of the music career. How did it start?
So, to start off, I'm from Dearborn. Shout out Dearborn. The Little D, as we call it. And I went to Dearborn High.
They call you that too, Nick, don't they? No? I'm sorry. That was too easy, bro. I'm sorry. That was too easy.
So I went to college in Florida. I went to Northwood, like the one in Midland, Michigan, but they had a campus in Florida. And I got an academic scholarship, and I went down there for good grades. And I was hanging out with a lot of people who were freestyling regularly, and they were also making their own music. They turned the coat closet in the dorms into a booth, which very creative. You gotta love the ingenuity. And they were making great music, and they still are. So that's one of my goals, is to put on some of my friends who can really rap, who don't necessarily have the platform or the desire to have a platform. So my friends were just always rapping, always freestyling, and they knew that I loved it. And I would rap other people's songs to them, but I never wrote my own. But I guess I should back up a little more, and I should include the fact that I was in a band when I was a little girl. It was called Best Band, and I wrote my own songs, and a lot of the people who were a fan of Best Band are my fans today, rapping, so that's kind of cool to watch me come full circle.
Cool.
But
I guess we could start from like a ground zero. So you grew up in Dearborn, right?
Yeah, I was born in Midtown Detroit at the Henry Ford Hospital. I was born and raised in, I was born in Detroit, raised in Dearborn. So I actually do speak Arabic. Yes. Ana Khirbi Shway Mishkatir. Ana Behevilik Sabat. Kleti.
See, this is embarrassing because I'm Chaldean and I don't even know my own language, but you know Arabic.
Yes.
Okay, wow. Okay. So how'd you learn how to speak Arabic? Just because of the people you were around and everything like that? In Dearborn? All your friends were speaking it? That's crazy.
So in high school, I took the initiative to start, because I was around it so often, I knew a fair amount, like how to sing happy birthday, all the basics. Like all the swear words, that's the first thing you really learn.
Right.
But I started taking it seriously and asking my friends, kifatul, like how do you say this, how do you say that? And I would remember and write it down in my notebook, and it's been on the flow since. I've been getting after it. And it has a lot of advantages too. Like if I go get an oil change in Dearborn, I get a sick discount because they love it.
Yeah,
when you pay respect to their culture.
Yeah, there's like this guy that's like viral on TikTok. I think he's like just a regular Caucasian American, and he goes to like Japan, and then he'll randomly like shock the people there by speaking their language. And they're always like, "What the hell? This guy can fucking." So you probably get the same reaction, like, "What the fuck? She can speak our language? She doesn't look like she can speak our language." So growing up there was just kind of like a normal life. You're just going to school. You're in Dearborn. They have good shawarmas, and just learning the Middle Eastern culture along. Why did your family decide to live in Dearborn?
My mom's from Dearborn, so and her mom's from Detroit. So my grandma's from Detroit. My family's been here for like 300 years. They were fur traders who came down from Quebec through the St. Lawrence River and have been in the city for a long time.
Really cool. Yeah. When you start rapping with your friends and everything like that, when's the first moment you decide I'm going to put this on the internet?
Well, that's a good question. that's a good question because there is a little bit of a gap in there. So there was a time between C-Lit, as I call that period of my life, because that's what my friends used to call me in college.
What is it?
C-Lit, because I'm lit.
Okay. C-Lit.
C-Lit. But then,
Okay.
but then we were like, wait a second, if you sound that out, like that's not gonna work.
Right.
So,
Right.
so I had to change my rap name, and I decided to change it to my real name because my real name is pretty cool. I'm named after County Clare in Ireland.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta.
Hey, you know they call people like C-Note, like in New York and stuff like that. So they probably like with you, they just switched it up to be C-Lit. They're clever, very clever. So you start putting it on the internet now. How are you doing it? Like, what era are we talking about that you're starting to promote
So
yourself?
this is only 6 months ago, or
Wow.
maybe 7 at this point. So this is December of last year, 2022. Yeah, so I really haven't been rapping that long, professionally, officially. But
Well, can you say your age or?
yeah, I'm 25.
Okay, so you're 25. Did you went to school obviously and everything like that? Right?
Yeah, I went to Wayne State.
What'd you major in?
Finance.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be able to make a rap career and understand the logistic sides of it.
Oh, yes.
So nobody can play games with you.
No.
Nobody's gonna play with your money.
No.
A lot of these artists, the biggest concern is that their manager's doing this and that, and then you end up just broke, right? So that's not gonna be able to happen to you.
No, I'm on my boss shit,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's fire. How many interviews have you done?
This is my first one.
This is your first interview?
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate your Hydro, you know what I'm saying, pulling up. What role does Hydro play for you?
He is my business partner. He's a friend to me. He's really showed me the game as far as introducing me to some of the right people, some of the producers who I've worked with. And he's, business partner and a great friend.
You just dropped a track recently that you were featured on. I forget what artist it was, but it was actually pretty fire. What artist did you just work with recently?
B. Smith.
What was it?
B. Smith.
Yeah,
out in
were you
Flint.
guys kind of going back and forth on a track together?
We weren't necessarily going back and forth. I recorded 8. Well, it depends on which songs. We recorded 2, but we only dropped 1. I recorded 8. He recorded 8 bars, and then Twan recorded 8 bars. So
And that was the music video that you guys just had released,
with
right?
the blue light, yeah.
Okay, look, I'm not just saying this, bro. I'm not fucking lying. This isn't like that was actually fucking good. Like that was actually fucking really good.
Thank
When
you.
I was listening to it, I was like, this is actually fucking like she can rap. I don't know what it is. It's like you have something. You have the it factor, but I don't know what angle it's coming from. That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like you actually know how to rap, right? But then obviously you have the image of a person who doesn't look like they fucking rap at all. But then it's like you have something. What do you think your it factor was for you to be able to go viral like the way you did?
Probably these bowling shoes.
No cap. Yeah. You think it's the shoes?
I think it's the shoes.
Okay.
That's what everyone was commenting on. I mean, saying,
No, you know what it was too? Like you don't move when you rap. You kind
I
of
was
stay.
doing that.
Yeah, you stay still and kind of like don't move. It's like a very interesting way of rapping. You don't you're not expressive with like your movements. I guess you're just like.
Well, you got to see me perform, man. I just had a concert the other night, and I had that stage lit. And I was moving around on the stage. I was doing my thing. So if you see that video, maybe you'll have a different perspective. But actually, the first clip of that song, Savage, I was actually moving my feet quite a bit on the first minute. So I think I decided to settle down subconsciously. But one of the first comments before it even went viral was like, "Oh, here she goes. She made it out the woods. She's stomping in her bowling shoes." Wow. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow. And when you're seeing it go viral, what's your feelings? Like when you're watching it happen? Like, you didn't expect that, obviously. Nobody ever expects that when they post something, it's going to go, get hundreds of thousands of views. Cash Doll reposted it in her stories. So what's your inner feelings when you're seeing it happen?
Well, part of it is, I guess it hasn't really hit me yet. And part of that is because, my life really hasn't changed. I'm still doing the same stuff. I'm still talking to the same people. I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm still working my day job. And I don't really leave the house except for that concert that I went to on Saturday. So I really haven't left the house really since that video came out. I went to Flint a few times, and that was fun. But yeah, I haven't really left the house, so I guess that's why it hasn't hit me yet.
What'd you do in Flint?
I was hanging out with B. Smith and Merle. I tried pronouncing it Muriel the other day, but I guess I was trying to put letters in there that
Right.
weren't in there. But we were just making music, just running around, doing
Cool.
fun stuff,
Cool.
meeting people.
You were the weekend performance. That was FMBDZ's
Yeah.
showcase, right?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Oh my gosh! So the fans knew the words to my song.
You believe this?
I can't.
That fast?
I can't. And that's where I'm at with like not believing like what's really happening. Like everything was normal up until I performed and I'm like, wait, did they know the words? And then some people in the crowd were texting me like, yo, they knew the words. And I'm like, so I'm not going crazy. And then I got it on video too, so you can kind of see in the background that they're actually singing my song,
Super.
which
cool.
is crazy.
Now you're gonna have to get a dedicated cameraman, right? You're gonna have to get somebody that gets all this content, make sure people know that you're actually making shit happen, right? At the end of the day. You need a personal camera person. Listen. Let me tell you something. I've been in this game for a while. I know exactly what's gonna happen to you. All right. I'm gonna tell you the blueprint of how your career is gonna go.
Uh-oh.
All right. So basically, I'm not gonna say anything anymore. Can you pull that mic in a little bit closer?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Now, your parents seeing it and everything like that, were they supportive?
Oh, they love it. They're my biggest fans. They came to the show the other night, and I actually, I took my dad on some press stuff last week,
Cool.
and he loved it. He was like taking photos of everything. I'm like, don't be taking photos. It's not cool.
Why?
Well, because I don't know. I feel like to bring your dad and have him be taking photos of everything, like, come on.
It like adds to your image. Like but think about it. Like what's selling you is the genuineness of it, right? So that's part of it is genuine. It's like, your
Yeah.
dad's taking photos. It might be embarrassing, but somebody's
Yeah.
got to be embarrassing. You got to somebody's got to take your role. I have this belief that everything great that happens in this world when it comes to entertainment, it's like it was supposed to happen. Like
Yeah.
The Big Lebowski was supposed to be made. Like that movie was supposed to happen, right? And then there was supposed to be a person like you that is making the type of music you're making, and somebody needs to fill that role, and you're gonna fill it. Who's your favorite artist from Detroit?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard question to answer because I really have so much respect for all of them.
Right.
And what we're doing here is like unparalleled. Like we're doing stuff here that no one else is doing. So I gotta really pay my respects to everybody, female and male, really,
That's a
because
good answer.
hats off to Detroit. We're doing a great job here. We're killing the game.
All right.
But who do I go to see in concert the most? Is
There
that
you go.
okay?
Who do you listen to the most? I mean, it's not favorite, fine, right? But who are you listening to?
I have a list.
Okay.
That would include Sada Baby, Cash Doll, 42 Doug, Drago,
That's a good.
Hydro 313. He's honestly like one of my favorite rapper. That's it. Hydro.
Do you like Cluner?
Yeah. I haven't officially met him in real life, but I've met him over the internet.
Cool. Yeah, Cluner is a anomaly. Different. You guys would fucking kill it together.
On our J Mana K Ruse grind.
I don't know who those people are, but yes.
Well-
that sounds like the mix, right? Am I right,
You know
Nick?
what J-Mana K-Ruse is, right?
J-
I think
Mana
she's from
K-Ruse?
Dearborn.
Jumana,
Jumana, yeah.
The lawyer.
The
Did you shoot
lawyer.
some videos for her recently?
What?
Oh no, Cluner shot a video with him. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna
kinda-
say you're a legend for that, man.
Dude, and she speaks like a different language or something, right? She's from like a different.
She's Chaldean.
She's Chaldean.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, she's hot.
She is hot.
Anyway, so she's super hot. Yeah, every time I see her at billboards, I'm like, dude, let me just. I have a girlfriend. I can't be saying shit. Cut this all out. We're not putting this
Yeah.
in the fucking interview. So what's been the most fun aspects about this so far for you?
So I used to say that my favorite part of this whole experience would be when my friends and family tell me, hey, I was listening to your song while I was working or working out or just doing some regular stuff. Can I swear on here?
Yeah.
While just doing regular shit. But now my favorite part might be the fans knowing the words, but I also am so in love with the creative process and writing and recording and then editing and then writing and recording and editing and just repeating that process. So it's really all so enjoyable, especially with the fact that I come from a finance background. You know, I said on my song, I'm at Somerset and I'm crossing the bridge. Only ops I got are Republicans. I'm working with the ops. So so I'm really, I mean, finance is so dry and it's not that much fun and people are so angry most of the time. So now like having a change of pace into something where people are actually like enjoying themselves, it's, you can cut that out if you have to.
Why?
Because I don't want the Republicans to get mad at you.
Me?
Yeah.
Dude,
I do not watch our shit.
Okay, good.
Nah. I honestly would never cut anything out of this podcast if it doesn't hurt anybody. I've said some crazy shit on here, dude. I've said some fucking crazy shit. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. I've incriminated myself multiple times. I've lost relationships with women multiple times. I figured, like, I had girls figured out I was cheating on them because of this podcast.
Oh, man.
Isn't that crazy? Like, literally, I was like, no, she's not going to watch 2 hours long of this podcast. I watched the podcast. I seen you talking about fucking another girl yesterday when you were just hanging out with me 2 days ago. Oh, shit. How, man? What do you want to take as far as the direction-wise? Is rap the genre, or is it going to be, like, other avenues of entertainment or anything like that?
Like OnlyFans?
No, what the hell?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things that I would like to do. However, I typically don't like to say that I'm going to do something. I like to just do it. So
Fire. But like even as far as the type of music, like is rap going to be the category lane? Could you see yourself doing anything else, like as far as like maybe getting into like singing or anything like that?
I used to sing in a church choir for like 10 years, so maybe I don't like my singing voice as much as I like my rapping voice. But as far as like genres that I would like to tap into, and I'm manifesting here, I'm just putting this out in the universe. Since I can speak Arabic, I can also rap in Arabic. And so a collab with French Montana would be lit. Don't you think?
Yeah. Let's say your career continues to progress in the rate that it's doing now. Do you see any changes as far as certain things that you would start doing or start implementing? Like, do you feel like your fashion outfits would change or anything like that?
No.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know how like girls try to get sexier, like they get more mainstream, like start wearing more like skimpier stuff like that.
Well, I'm not trying.
What do you mean?
I'm just being sexy, you know. I'm not even trying. It just happens.
I know what I'm saying is like, do you ever see yourself like doing that though? Like, don't you ever see like how like they all start, like Lady Gaga started off all on the piano chilling, and then it started getting crazy after that? Like, do you feel like you could do, like that would happen to you?
No.
Do you feel like you would ever sell out?
Well, some people have been. I don't know what that really means.
Selling out means like going outside of your character to make a bunch of money.
I get that, but at the same time, no, I would never. No, I would never sell out. But I do. Someone asked me if I wanted to get a BBL the other day. I was like, no, I don't want a BBL, but I do want to go to Hutch's and get bust down.
Whoa.
That's next, right?
Cardied up? You think you wear some buffs?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Right?
That's what's next.
Do you like Detroit fashion?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
how would you implement more Detroit fashion into? You're getting jewelry and buffs?
Well, so I told you my family were French fur traders who came down from Quebec like 300 plus years ago. And so I'm heavy with the furs, you know, rock my leather with my furs. I love fur, everything. So yeah, some buffs are next. Leather with the fur. That's what I'm all about. Leather with the fur.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Who's been reaching out to you? Has anybody tried to collaborate with you or do any features? Like, I'm sure artists are hitting you up like crazy right now.
Yeah.
Can you talk about anybody that you might be collaborating with? No?
I got a song with Hydro. Honestly, that's probably my favorite collab yet. It's so good. It's so good. And I'm so excited to perform that one. That's probably
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
So, how many hours are you spending in the studio a week?
I was spending See, sometimes it's more than others because I'm like I've got my hands in multiple different bags and I'm working on multiple different projects at once. This week I was in it probably 6 hours.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm still working my day job. So
What do you do?
I'm in finance. I work for a brokerage firm.
Ooh, okay. So see, that's another problem. It's hard for artists to fund themselves, but you're funding yourself, right? So it's gonna be easier. Right? You don't have to worry about like being broke and coming up.
But I am worried about getting enough sleep because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Working I like work my day job and then I moonlight as a rapper, which is kind of cool to say.
You just have a genuine passion for making music. You love rap, right?
Well, I have a genuine passion for the Detroit music scene, and I've had many opportunities to move away and make a lot more money in other places in my finance career. However, I always chose to stay here because I'm this passionate about it, and I really started off in that time period between the time I was C-Lit and the time I started rapping 6 months ago. I was going to all of the concerts.
So yeah, you genuinely fuck with this.
I'm in love with it.
Yeah.
It's my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the biggest intrigue to you about Detroit music?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The most intriguing part to you about the music itself?
I like those beats that are like doink doink doink.
The doink doink doink.
You know what I'm talking about?
Primo Beats does some of those.
All those Detroit beats.
Yeah. Shout out Primo Beats, man. It's another K you got to work with.
But we're in a special pocket. I got to give us that. We're in like a.
What do you mean?
Like we rap different than a lot of other places. We have our own sound, and that's what I'm in love with. It's the uniqueness, the authentic.
I think Ice
factor.
Revezo just came out with a statement about that. He said like since 2020, other cities have been taking Detroit's style and writing its style.
That's true.
Very
true.
Interesting.
And as I'm starting to work harder, I'm starting to notice that it's not only the music that has a style here, but it's also the videos have a style here as well. I'm starting to notice, like for example, with the blue and red lights. Like, you know how a lot of people just film in like a regular house with just some like sick lighting and then.
Well, that's the interesting part of the person. I introduced you outside. That was Lace Visuals. So he shot like Black's Party. I don't know if you remember that song with Sada, baby.
Oh, I'm in love with that song.
Yeah. So he's one of the like creators of the aesthetic that is Detroit music videos today, man. It's like very real life, a little bit of grittiness to it, a lot of colors and stuff in it. Cinematography, right? CT Films. Shout out CT, man.
Tell them about your big video song you got coming.
What you got? What you got? You got?
Which one are you talking about?
The feature that you know, Detroit artist.
The feature?
Is it Babytron?
One feature you got coming.
The feature? I can talk about that?
Please.
Okay, so
Some more, but talk about that one too.
Oh, I already know who it is. I seen the picture.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
though. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
So I got the opportunity to collab with like my favorite artists who I go see in concert all the time. I'm like a big fan. And so to get that opportunity to work with someone who I have so much respect for was like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I don't care what happens after this. Like I already met my goal. Like everything that I already ever wanted has already happened. So like I'm chilling now.
We talking about Sada, baby.
Yeah, I am.
I seen the picture. I think you guys were at Get First Studio. That's really, really, really cool. How did that happen?
I'm friends with one of his friends. I guess I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. So
We have a mutual friend in common who looks out for both of us.
okay, cool. And so you guys get in the studio. You meet Sada, baby, obviously. And then how does the kind of like studio session going?
He was so nice. I got so much respect for him. I mean, so when they were working on some other stuff. They were working on some other stuff, and then they put on my song. And when I heard my song, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's my song!" And my heart was like beating out of my chest. I'll be honest. I was like really excited to work with my one of my idols. I mean, I really look up to him. He's done a lot for Detroit and for the industry, and I've got so much respect for him. But then he jumped on the song, and it's a special feeling when an artist who you have so much respect for actually jumps on a song that you made I picked the beat, I wrote the lyrics, I recorded it. I mean, that's such a special feeling because he wouldn't have jumped on that if it was bad. That's
No,
how
he
I
doesn't.
feel.
He doesn't do that.
Yeah. If it wasn't good, he wouldn't have done it. So that was a biggest compliment in and of itself.
Yeah. That man picks the right people to work with. I will say that about him.
And he means business. He gets down to business and he gets the job done.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool as hell. That's actually, I can't wait to listen to that one. That's going to be super, super interesting. Because your flow is actually, like I said, like, you know, people are going to think it's like a gimmick or whatever. People are gonna be like, oh, like it's just because she's white or whatever the hell. But no, it's like you're actually talented. You actually have skills to back it up. You know, it's really cool to see that hip hop is breaking more and giving more people chances from outside the culture and stuff like that. Like when people, you're obviously going to start getting the culture vulture. You're obviously going to start getting like, oh, like why are we letting white people in the thing? Like how do you feel like you're going to handle that? Because I had to deal with that shit, son. I had to deal with that shit still to this day. What did you say in that football video? Go ahead.
I mean, that's a tricky question to answer because yeah, I already feel some of that energy.
Right.
But I'm just trying to spread love. I'm just trying to show everyone that I'm just trying to spread love. I'm just trying to give out a good vibe and I want to unite everyone and get everyone together and get everyone to get along. But
pretty damn good answer. Pretty damn good. Better than my answers. Fuck motherfuckers, man. Fuck these motherfuckers. I wake up just like, I hate you, son. You're ruining my career every day. It's different when you're outside of, which of course you understand it. But the best point that was ever made to me about like people coming outside of the black community or African American community or Detroit culture is that the people in the city, it's like their only, for some people it's legitimately their only way out is to make music, right? And so they're like, damn, can we like have this shit to ourselves, motherfucker? Like you guys can make money doing other types of shit. You don't need to come work here. My answer always to it was, look, I'm an entertainer. I love entertainment. Detroit is the home base. It's the Hollywood for Michigan. You naturally gravitate toward the entertainment scenes happening. This isn't about somebody looking at Detroit and go like, let me see how I can infiltrate this real quick. It's more like, no, I love making music. I love being a part of the music. I love the entertainment. So you end up working in Detroit because that's where it's at. You know? But your answer is good too. Spread the love, connect people, unity.
And I guess I should also add, like, invest in rap, invest in hip hop in Detroit. Let's put some money back into it and put the show on.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing about you too is you can probably start like creating your own showcases. You can probably start creating and organizing and putting things together to kind of help unify a little bit, right?
I could, but I could also not. Like I mean, I've got connections at this point who are able to assist me in that avenue.
Yeah.
So
has this been like the most viral you've went in the past couple weeks, or was there like a moment that we just didn't catch before that? Did Keys pop you off basically? Like did Keys?
It wasn't just him. I went viral on Twitter too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and that one was a surprise. That was a surprise when people started sending me.
What was it?
It was just it was the same clip that everyone else saw, and just reading through the comments, someone was like, "Is that Clare?" Like some people from high school knew me, and I was like, I thought that was funny. I invited them to my show.
That's cool. When you read the comments or anything like that, what's the most highlighted lyrics that you had?
What were the most highlighted lyrics that I had in that video? Yeah, the ones that
you're kind of seeing, like generally people were saying this over and over again, like talking that shit.
People really like, I don't know, there are so many bars in that song Savage that people really like, you know, match my shoes with my purse or got the flow and the ceiling wet. People like that bar too. There's a few gems in there, quite a few.
Cool. Yeah. Is your music relatively like, when you talk about the rating of it, like from G to R, like where do you think you sit? Well,
I was very G rated at first because I was worried about like what my brothers and what my parents were thinking. But then once I started saying some dirtier things, like, can I say what I said?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got this one bar. It's so good. I was like, Writing bored, I took another edible. Scorpio, read my horoscope, feeling sexual. Doing the splits, I'm feeling flexible. He's stretching me out like Mrs. Incredible. I was like, man. I don't think my family hasn't said anything about that, but I know that was like not rated for kids.
Yeah, that gradually got dirtier as you
Yeah.
were going through it. Talking about drugs and sex. It's wild.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
What?
I don't know. That was pretty dirty. That was like one of the dirtier things I've ever said on a song.
You know, you gotta speak your mind though. That's how you felt at that moment. That's fucking how you felt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just hope I don't see you in 5 years, like, like literally, like fucking, like, who like went crazy, Britney Spears type shit. Where, like, all of a sudden you're like bad and bougie and like talking shit. Like that would be fucking hilarious. But at the same time, I hope it doesn't happen, because you know the music industry can take you in so many different directions. You don't even know who you are by the time you get out of it.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever like watched one of your favorite celebrities come from like the beginning and then you just watch this transformation to somebody you don't even recognize anymore?
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know, I've already been through so much. I'm like, what else could life throw at me? Like, I'm not worried about any crazy stuff, because I feel like I've got a really good circle of people around me, and I've already had my Britney Spears moment.
What was it?
Probably just I was partying really hard last year.
For real?
Yeah.
Now, when you say you were partying, right? So for me, I'm thinking about what? Like champagne and like, you know, you just like drunk nights, or were you like in the shit?
I was partying pretty hard, and then I almost got in a fight at the Breakman. And you know the Breakman in Detroit? They've got great ping pong.
Cool.
I don't know if they fixed their ping pong tables yet, but that's my favorite place to go play ping pong, and I'm really good at it. So if you want to play, it's on.
I see you play tennis too, right?
Yeah.
So somebody tried to fight you at a ping pong tournament?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's when I realized, like, okay, I gotta like get my. I mean, there's more to it than that. It wasn't. I mean, yeah. It's a long story.
That's how you get verified, right? You gotta do something, has to happen to some degree, right? Like I got arrested. That was like a huge thing, right? And then
I mean, I have no problem saying what I.
yeah, go for it.
So I ended
That's
up.
a little podcast.
I mean,
What's wrong? You have to confirm if you're allowed to say it.
no, maybe I shouldn't say it.
Don't say anything you don't want to say.
Okay.
Then you end up like me. I'm like blackballed, but I'm like still working. You know what I mean? You know, so you gotta be careful. You can't just go around saying everything willy-nilly in this world.
No.
Especially in the beginning. The beginning is the stupidest time to say everything.
Yeah, you gotta like. You know, that reminds me.
Anyway, back to what I'm sorry. I don't know where we're going with these conversations. What's on your mind in general?
So I just got off work.
Cool.
So, yeah, I pretty much like fight with people all day over the phone. And they yell, I don't, but I get a lot of my aggression out on my job.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's a very aggressive job.
It is a very aggressive job, yes. You have to be and you said something earlier about how I don't look like a rapper. I also don't look like I'm in finance. I don't look like my coworkers. So I'm kind of used to working in a male-dominated industry where most people are doubting me from the beginning based on my looks. Like in my own industry in finance, people, if you saw me, you would think that maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But once you hear me speak, then you'll trust me with your finances. So
No, I'm scared of you. I'm definitely scared. Oh shit. No, I know you know your shit.
yeah.
You know, I know you know your shit because you can just tell the first fucking sentence somebody speaks what they're about, right? And how they walk and talk and act. Now, maybe on Instagram it's a little bit harder for people to tell what you're all about. Like it's not as easy. But when you first came through, I was like, oh no, this girl is about her business. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I could tell right away. I don't know how people are misreading you on that, and that's crazy.
Oh, thinking that I'm not as smart as I actually
Is
am.
men dominated? Is that yeah, men? You know how men are. Fucking ready for savages, man. We don't think women can do shit. I don't think women, like my girlfriend is like way more Like she's way more like fucking like aggressive. She's like okay, like my girlfriend fucking leads us to the door. Like I can't even open the door for her. She's so alpha, that's the word I'm looking for. She's more alpha than me. Like I thought I was alpha. I'm like, let me open the door for you, girl. And she's just ready there with her fucking hand pulling out. I'm like, what's going on? But I feel like it comes from women being looked at a certain way, like you have to act a certain way, you have to be a certain way. And now the world is being dominated by women from fine. Even music is getting crazy. Isn't like the top rated artists are female artists right now?
I'd believe that.
Like Glorilla and stuff like that. Like, so women have something. They have a chip on their shoulder. Is the way.
And we got a lot to say.
Yeah.
You know.
What's the number one thing you would want to say in the world right now for everybody to know?
Watch me, bitch.
Let me see if this. 1 second. Okay, cool. We got 10 minutes. That's good. That's plenty of time. If you could collaborate with anybody, who would it be besides Sada, baby? Obviously, you already did that.
I mean, I just said French Montana would be like a dream collab.
Detroit.
Can I give 2 answers?
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, because they're going to see this.
Okay.
You know, every Detroit rapper follows me, right?
So
does she know who I am, man? Does she know what time it is?
So I would honestly collab with. I want to collab with Hydra again. I want to collab with Sada again, to be honest, just because those were such enjoyable experiences, and I love what art came from those collabs. But also, Skilla Baby, he's really killing the game right now. Like he's and he works so consistently. Like I'm inspired by his grind. You see him on Instagram every day. He's either counting money, holding money, or freestyling. And that's the energy I like. But I also have so much respect for Cash Doll, Dej Loaf. You know, obviously those are like the queens around here. Gotta pay our respects to Dej Loaf and Cash Doll. Aside from 42 Doug, Big Sean is talented too. Drago, like I said, I'm a big fan of Drago.
That's a pretty good list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skilla, baby. I could see that happening. Skilla is interesting, though, because Skilla is like... I don't know how much Skilla tries different things. I'm not too familiar because...
Have you heard Icky Vicky Vibes?
Yeah, but that's like his thing. Like
I thought that was like a little bit different than his other stuff.
It is. The music video is definitely like different types
creative.
I didn't expect that coming from him for sure. You're right. That's actually a good point. I agree with you. So yeah, that's actually a good point. Wow, that's a good list. This has been a really interesting talk because I don't know. I was confused on what kind of person I was going to meet. And now I'm more kind of excited for you to come back on the show again.
Aw, thank you.
And kind of seeing like where your career goes from here. I'm like really, really excited. Just listen to me, Larry. Listen, don't let anybody fuck your career up. I was going to tell you this earlier. Don't let anybody fuck your career up because what's going to happen, and I'm not going to say what's going to happen, but things that just like, I don't have to say it to you, but these things that are going to happen while you're trying to come up in the music game, and people are going to try to pull you in so many different directions and make you think like, this is it. Listen to me, do this. But you got to go with your gut, and you got to go with what makes sense.
And the vision.
Right? Like where you actually see yourself and want to be in 3 years, like make sure nobody deters you away from that. Because I have a lot of female rapper friends that like just got their careers just got destroyed just because they let somebody else handle the things that they were supposed to handle themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like you got to manage yourself as well. Having a manager is great, but managing yourself as well is
Yes.
like a huge thing, right?
Yes.
This has been awesome talk. Is there anything you want to talk about before we close out?
Yeah.
What?
I just wanted to say I learned a lot when I was in Flint this week, like regarding the business side of music and like remaining independent, since we were just talking about that. Because everyone up in Flint seems to be like an independent artist signed to DistroKid. So that was just pretty cool seeing how they work up there, because they just have like a different sound, obviously, and a different way of doing things than around here, it seems like. So that was pretty interesting. And then I also wanted to add, next time I come here, I'm gonna pull up on my bike.
Why?
just to stunt.
Bike? Like a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Oh, you have a motorcycle? Oh, cool.
Okay.
Crotch rockets, like 250, 300 cc's.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You can wear like a leather jacket when you ride.
Yep. Leather.
Why don't
with
you
no
ever post
fur.
that shit on Instagram? Do you? You gotta, dude. You gotta go, man. You gotta show people.
I know. I really got to show people what I'm all about because I really do some cool things. And I was the only person in my high school who would ride to school on my motorcycle, and I would ride alongside all the school buses, popping my wheelies, doing my thing, and everyone would be like, ah.
That's so cool.
But so yeah, I really am looking forward to showing some other parts of my personality because my college friends and people who've known me for a while are like, Claire, you haven't changed at all. You've really been the same, like regarding waking up and just being on 10 listening to T Grizzly and JT First Day Out. I like listening to those First Day Out songs.
Yeah. A lot of fun because I feel like it was important. Oh yeah, you do other shit besides make music.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about some of the hobbies that people don't know you might be doing.
I like to knit. I knit socks. That's my one of my favorite things to do.
What do you think about these?
What are those? those are cool.
See,
Those are cool.
say buff socks. Yeah, these are buff socks, man. These are from Detroit Player Clothing. I'm gonna get you a pair. Hydro, don't forget. So you knit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you knit?
I used to knit scarves, but now I pretty much only knit socks because those are my favorite things to knit. And I'm really into functional art. I can also blow glass. That's another not weird, but like interesting thing that I can do. I started out, my first job was working for a glass blowing studio in Dearborn.
I'm listening to you.
Shout out the Glass Academy. If y'all are listening to this, go check out the Glass Academy. Go shop on their website. All of the goods are handmade, hand blown in that studio. And I learned a lot about glass blowing at the time. And that's another one of my strange hobbies.
Cool. I used to blow glass too.
No way. You really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about a different type of blowing glass.
Yeah.
You're talking about like, okay.
No, I didn't used to do crack. No. No. I think about pipes like weed. Like I used to smoke weed. Do you ever smoke weed? Can you talk about that? Can you talk about drugs? You can't talk about drugs.
Yeah, I think. Okay, no, I can't.
You can't? No.
I can't talk about drugs.
Okay. Can we talk about that you can't talk about drugs?
We can talk about the fact that I can't talk about it.
Okay, perfect. So you can't talk about drugs. Yeah, no, this again, this is very interesting. Where do you think with the consistency that you're at right now, where do you think you're going to be in 6 months from now?
Honestly, the way things are looking, I think I'm going to be up in LCA.
Little Caesars Arena?
Yeah. I mean, at least I can put it out into the universe and manifest.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we have people rapping your lyrics at the show.
Yeah, that was, I still can't get over that.
Yeah, that's like not some ordinary shit. There's
Right.
rappers that are known that like they don't get that type of like understanding of the lyrics that quick, you know what I'm saying? For people to be just shouting it out like that. And your day-to-day life, like you said, you do a lot of behind the stuff. You do a lot of other stuff. You're not just like making music, financing, and knitting and stuff like that. But what is your ultimate hobby?
So I guess I can answer that question by explaining like what I was known for doing in high school, which, you know, those mock elections, how in high school they like vote for you for certain things like class clown or whatever. Well, I got workaholic,
Whoa.
which is a good one because I was working full time when I was 16.
Wow.
I was working 2 jobs when I was 16. And so I've always been working my ass off. So, what was the question again?
Like, what was the whole point of, like, you know, you have something that you really do that, like...
Yeah, so most of my time I'm literally just working because I'm working all day.
So you're all about that bag. So money is a thing you're in finance. Of course you love money.
I'm extrinsically motivated. That's how I would phrase that.
So you really love money. And
I don't love it, but I'm in love with the stock market. I'm in love with what it can do, the freedom in the lifestyle that it can provide. Yeah, because yeah.
Cool.
I'm about that bag.
You got to name that a song. At least one of your songs has to be called "I'm About That Bag."
I'm all about that bag.
Yeah, it's all about the money at the end of the day. Appreciate you for being a part of this. Can you shout out your social media for everybody real quick?
Yes, I'm Clare Siobha 313, and it's the Irish spelling, so I should probably spell it. ClareSiobhan 313. And then on streaming platforms, I'm just Clare Siobhan, and you should go listen to my song Savage BBO.
I'm calling you C-Lit. Your name's too hard to pronounce. It's too much. I'm so bad with that. I don't even know how to pronounce my last name. Appreciate you for being a part of this. I really, really look forward to seeing where you go. Genuinely. Hopefully everything prospers and explodes. Thanks for making this your first interview.
Thank you.
It's a big deal for me because I know you're going to go places.
Thank you.
And that means more money for me. More fucking views for the Lord, for the Outcash. I almost said my real name. You guess what my real name is?
Lawrence.
Oh my fucking God.
Is
You
it
believe
really?
this?
Is it really?
Yeah, how'd you know?
No, it's not.
My name is... Can you believe this?
Cut this out now.
I thought you were going to say like Luis or something.
Your real
like,
name is Lawrence?
Yeah.
I was just fucking around.
That's crazy. All right, I'm going to bleep that out, but it's going to be legendary. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High-Low Visuals and Shootings Productions. We got Hydro in the building. We're out. Peace.
All right, now guess his credit card number.